package of 5 senses. The Courier is a short story. Ralph drove a square brown delivery truck down a winding street just after sunrise. In the back of the truck were 5 special packages, each stacked neatly beside the other. One was labeled sight, one was labeled sound, one was labeled smell, one was labeled taste, one was labeled touch. Ralph had delivered thousands of packages in his life, but these were different. They seemed to hum in the dark like they were eager to be opened. Every stop along the road was the same. People rushed to the curb, signed their names with excitement, tore open the boxes, and instantly became absorbed in whatever spilled out. From the package marked sight came pictures, forms, colors, faces, and comparisons. From sound came praise, blame, opinions, noise, and applause. Smell carried memories. Taste offered preferences. Touch brought comfort and discomfort, pleasure and pain. No sooner had the people opened the parcels than they forgot themselves and began talking only about what had arrived. This is beautiful. This is terrible. This means something. This changes everything. This proves who I am. Ralph watched it happen all day long. It was as if the packages never simply delivered information. They delivered identity. The people did not just receive the senses. They believed the senses were telling them the truth about themselves. By late afternoon, Ralph felt weary. He pulled the truck to the side of the road beneath a quiet tree and looked into the last 5 packages still waiting in the back. As he stared at them, a strange thought rose in him like a clear bell in an empty room. These are only deliveries. They are not reality. He sat very still. For the first time, he noticed the pattern. The packages arrived, the mind grabbed them, the ego stamped meaning on them, and then fear, desire, defense, and confusion followed close behind. Value was placed where there was none. Symptoms were treated like facts. The body was treated like the self. And beneath all of it, thoughts and beliefs were woven into a basket of self-deception and called a life. Ralph leaned back against the truck and whispered, "What am I without the story?" The question did not frighten him. It opened him. What was he without the memory of past deliveries, past mistakes, past praise, past regret? What was he without the stories of success and failure? What was he without the body's reports and the mind's constant commentary about them? He waited. Then a deeper knowing began to shine through, gentle and steady. He was not the packages. He was not the labels. He was not the one the ego described. He did not need another gadget, another sign, another sensation, another defense. He did not need control. Mind training, he saw, was not meant to improve the packages. It was for unwinding the ego from fear. It was for releasing the false value given to appearances. It was for accepting and receiving what had always been true before any package arrived. Ralph closed the truck doors and stood up with a smile. At the next stop, a woman came eagerly to the curb, ready to receive whatever he brought. Ralph handed her the boxes, but before she opened them, he said kindly, "These may report to you, but they cannot define you." She looked puzzled. Ralph touched his heart and said, "You do not need a story to justify what you are. You are either as God created you, or you are dreaming otherwise. These packages can distract you, but they cannot change you." The woman held the boxes more lightly after that. At the next house, and the next, Ralph said the same thing in different ways. Some people understood immediately. Some laughed. Some shut the door. Some stood in silence with tears in their eyes, as if they had been waiting their whole lives to hear that they were not what fear had told them. By evening, Ralph had made his final delivery. The truck was empty. The road was quiet. The sky turned gold. He realized then that the 5 senses were never the enemy. They were only couriers of temporary signals. The trouble began when the ego claimed the delivery and made a self out of it. But once the mind stopped worshiping the contents of the boxes, a divine exuberance began to rise, clear, spacious, joyful, and free. Ralph climbed back into the truck, no longer burdened by the route. He did not need the packages to tell him who he was. He did not need the world to confirm it. In the stillness beyond the labels, beyond the body, beyond the stories and memories, he rested in a clarity no delivery could bring, and no delivery could take away. And as he drove into the fading light, Ralph laughed softly and said, "Special delivery canceled. Truth was already here." May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.